Hello, and welcome back to Bearing in Mind Beer Reviews. Today we're going to be moving along to a different brewery, kind of an unusual one, and that is Baird Brewery in Shizuoka. And Baird Brewery was started in the early 2000s by Brian Baird and his wife Sayuri, and very soon after they started, a friend of mine named Chris Poole became their head brewer, and Brian, of course, stayed on as master brewer. And Baird originally started out in a very small location in the town of Numazu at what is now called the Fish Market Tap Room. It's almost right on the water in the small city of Numazu in Shizuoka. And they started out and primarily still make American styles. And the characteristics of Baird are high hopping, using a lot of American hops generally, and also use of local fruits. So they're well known for example, using Mikan tangerine in one of their beers. And local spices, so they really worked on that, and they still do. And another feature is pretty constant use of Maris Otter malts, English malts, which are very nice rounded taste. It gives a nice rounded taste to all of their beers here. They also make a lot of seasonal beers. If you look on RateBeer, you'll find at least 300-400 different beers that they have made. And they have expanded. They expanded in 2016, I believe, 2017, with a much larger, big new brewery. They also have several tap rooms in Tokyo, so you can find Baird Beer in many different areas of Tokyo. And they also have a kind of licensed one in Los Angeles. And so a variety of different beers, and today we're going to look at probably their flagship, if anything could be called a flagship, and that is Rising Sun Pale Ale. And another feature of Baird is their very distinctive labels. They have a woodblock artist or somebody who designs what looks like a woodblock print for all of their labels here. And this is called Rising Sun Pale Ale. And in kanji it says Hi Noboru, which means the sun is going up. And we have what may look like Mount Fuji with a rising sun flag and some birds flying, and what I assume are probably hop cones sticking out here as well. So Baird Brewery is in Numazu, which of course is in shouting distance of Mount Fuji as well here. So this beer, what we're going to do is give it a look now. It has 376 ratings on RateBeer, and it was one of their first beers that they've ever produced. It's an American pale ale. On RateBeer it has an average rating of 3.37 and a 70 percentile rating for all beers on RateBeer, and 72 percentile for American pale ale. And let's give it a go, shall we? A little too fast here. Okay, it pours out a kind of cloudy orange amber and a pretty sizable, slightly rocky head. It looks white here in the video. It is kind of beigeish here. And the nose. Yeah, we get a hop blast kind of right off here. Yes, and some yeast, and say some kind of grapefruit perhaps, grapefruit, citrus, zest maybe. Kind of hoppy, citrusy initial. A little grapefruit, a lot of grapefruit actually. Yeah, it really comes out here. And the maltiness is somewhat like molasses or a little treacly perhaps. Body is kind of medium full. It has a kind of dry finish. This is tasty, a little bit unbalanced, but in a good way. And overall, I think this is still a pretty good beer. And this holds up. Again, one of their first beers, and I think we can say this one still holds up here. So, Baird is one of the larger craft beer makers in Japan, and they are exported to many countries. I think definitely the United States. So, if you are in a large liquor store in a major city in the U.S., you may find this in the foreign beer section. Generally, a Japanese or Asian beer section, you will probably find Baird Beer. Again, this is Baird Brewing Rising Sun Pale Ale. Give it a try if you happen to see it. That's it for today. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.